What is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive. Bring you guys a quick little video today about Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon. Some data mining has taken place, and it seems that we do have confirmed shiny odds for the Wormhole Pokemon in Ultra Sun and Moon. For those of you who aren't familiar, there's a new shiny hunting method, basically using the Ultra Wormholes and the Warp Ride feature on Pony Island towards the tail end of the game. And by using that, people have found that you can pretty much get some pretty easy shinies, including Pokemon like Crustle and Abomasnow and Medicham and Yanmega. Lots of really cool Pokemon that can be obtained shiny, and I did create a bit of a tutorial for that as well if you want to check that out in the description below. But this user here at W, lots of W's, ZX, seems to have kind of summarized the different shiny rates here. So here's actually kind of the table, and this is maths, right? We're gonna have to look at some maths here, but there's actually a table on Reddit that I'll pull up here shortly that kind of breaks it down. But as you know, there's a couple different kinds of rarities in the wormholes. There's the regular wormholes, which don't have any rings around them. There's the single ring, the double ring wormholes, and then finally there's the rainbow wormholes, the ones that kind of have like that flower pattern to them. And those are going to give you 100% legends rate, as this shows right here. But if you actually catch all the legendaries in that specific wormhole, it will start to appear regular Pokemon, so non-legendaries, and that's actually going to be how you get your easiest shiny Pokemon. So we'll take a look at this Reddit post here by Firebug, who did a little bit of math for us, which saved us some time here and kind of saved us on that formula. But here's the gist. So it's going to be broken down based on 500 light years. Once you get past 5,000 light years, your chances don't increase at all. But definitely some pretty interesting information, because I saw a lot of people throwing around the 7% number, which tends to actually not be accurate really in this case. The odds are even higher than that in my opinion, and kind of looking at this data. But every 500 light years that you go is going to increase your shiny chance. That's kind of the gist. And obviously the rarer the ring you go into, the higher the chance of getting a shiny. So keep in mind these 3 rings, it looks like 0 ring wormholes are always 1%, so that's something to note. So there's a 1%, so 1 in 100, which is still way better, and it seems like the shiny charm is not really affected, or it doesn't really seem to have too much of an impact. And honestly, I wouldn't even worry about the shiny charm. I've gotten so many shinies using this method without the charm, so I wouldn't even stress about that. But when you're looking at regular one ring wormholes here, you can see it's going to slowly climb up to a max of 10%. So 1 in 10 shiny chance when you get to 5,000 if you just stumble into a random wormhole. Now, this is also proving that the distance does matter, and I know there was some conflict on that. I initially believed the distance mattered. That seemed to be kind of the proof, but then we started finding a lot of shinies relatively early on. So it's kind of like a time thing. If you're like racing, which is kind of where this came about, like, is it worth just jumping in the first 2 ring wormhole you find for that 3% chance, or is it worth taking the extra 5 minutes and trying to get to, you know, a higher chance? I would actually say it's probably better to go as far as you can and then jump into a 2 ring wormhole, and you ultimately get to a 20% chance, a 19% chance for 5,000 and beyond in a double ring wormhole. But if you really want to get some crazy shiny luck, and I definitely want to try this at some point, is I'm going to be taking and trying to, once I get all the legendaries, we're going to catch all the legendaries in the game, and then we're going to shiny hunt doing 3 ring wormholes as far as we can go, and just watch the shinies fly in. It would be nuts, absolutely nuts. So yeah, some really high shiny chances for the Warp Ride, obviously. And I'm curious to your thoughts on this, because this has created a bit of kind of controversy, I suppose, around the Pokemon community. And you can see here, as I pull up YouTube, I mean, I have a handful of these. Here's the tutorials, by the way, the new shiny hunting method. I've got some other videos, all these different shinies we've captured. I don't even think I've uploaded them all. Abomasnow and hi, John. Altaria, Sigilyph, and Magcargo, and so on and so forth. So there's just so many, you know, Pokemon that you can catch with this, but they are limited. So again, there's been some controversy about this. People in the community are saying, oh my god, shiny hunting is ruined. It is ruined aDrive. They're so easy to get now. They don't mean anything. And like, let me just give you that public service announcement. As someone who like spends their entire day, most days, or at least my live stream content, of a shiny hunting, like I just shiny hunt most of the time, I can tell you that you're being ridiculous. You are being ridiculous, and I had to tweet this out. Don't be, so Benjamin here, no hate on Benjamin. Benjamin, you know, is excited because he says certain shiny Pokemon are now ruined because they lost their value, and so on and so forth, and that is not the case. They didn't lose their value. I said, don't be dramatic. A shiny is a shiny. Just let people play and enjoy the game how they want. The value placed on a shiny is what you make of it. They don't have any value outside of that, especially when people can hack them within minutes. A shiny is valuable because you think it's valuable. You're placing this intrinsic value upon this creature, digital piece of data in a game. And let's be real here, that's what it is, but that doesn't mean that you can't be appreciative and stoked when you find a shiny. That doesn't mean you can't have memories associated with a shiny. That's what I do it for, man. I shiny hunt because I think it's fun, I think it's a cool way to interact with people, and I love having these like Pokemon, these trophies almost, that I spend so much time looking for. Like there's so many instances of shinies that I've captured over the years that really kind of are special in a way, and they've created moments and exciting memories for me. And really, isn't that what it's all about, right? The memory aspect of it. So like I could sit here and tell you about the first time I ever got a shiny Durant, which was my first shiny I ever caught aside from Red Gyarados. Then my first live shiny on stream was a Corsola. And then, you know, I'll never forget that moment where I failed the shiny Cyndaquil, and you guys aren't gonna let me forget that either. But those are memories, and those are values that I hold to myself. But you shouldn't expect that, you know, because shinies are easier to get, then they lose their value, because there's no value except for the value you place on it yourself. And again, I think that last line there, and I know I said this, but you know, when people hack them within minutes, I mean, let's be realistic here. With the current landscape of how Pokemon is set up, Pokemon can be hacked within minutes. I mean, I've never used PKHex myself. I haven't, but I have my Pokemon sent to me for like my GBA teams and stuff like that, and it takes my friend like 15-20 minutes, and he can send me anything I want, right? So just being realistic here, like there's not really any value. And I do remember there was a time when X and Y first came out, and PKHex and PokeGen and all these programs or whatever didn't exist, and I remember seeing people selling shinies on eBay. And I remember when and like no joke, like shiny Magikarp and stuff like that on eBay. Chain fishing was just discovered at the time, and shinies had some sort of value on a marketplace, but truthfully, like obviously that's not the case now, and it shouldn't be the case in my opinion anyway. Like I really hope people aren't spending money on shinies, but maybe when the game moves to the Switch, this won't be a problem anymore. Maybe shinies will take on value again if they're captured in the Switch, in terms of like tangible value, in terms of like, I don't know, an in-game currency that can be traded. But unfortunately at the current time, or fortunately, however you want to look at it, that's not the case. So put the value on it that you want it to be, and remember, you know, create those memories of finding those shinies and just enjoy the game for what it is, you know what I mean? So that was just one thing I wanted to kind of address too, because and again, no hate towards Rocky or anyone who's like upset about this or whatever, but at the end of the day, it's a video game, you know what I mean? Like shinies don't increase competitive chance, they're just for fun, man. We're just hunting them for fun, and this is coming from someone whose livelihood is like, you know, pretty focused around shiny hunting. So if this is my attitude on it, I hope you guys you know, aren't too tense about it either. But nevertheless, I had to bring you guys this information. I thought it was pretty cool stuff. Let me know what your thoughts are. Do you agree with me in my Twitter post? If you don't agree, that's fine too. You can let me know in the comment section below. Just don't flame anybody. Let's keep it nice and civil. But that's that, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and good luck on your shiny hunts. Peace. Thanks so much for checking out my last video. If you like that one, you'll definitely like this one, and be sure to subscribe for more as I post Pokemon videos every single day.